Welcome to Hardback Life. It's time for stories, sass, and strong opinions. Let's turn the page. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Becca.
Hi, guys.
When are we going to stop using our names?
I don't know. I
I
feel
mean,
like,
I guess like if we have new people that listen or like a one-off, maybe people want to know our names. I don't know.
yeah, but don't all people in podcasts introduce themselves or no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I guess there's a like crime podcast I used to listen to, and like every time they recorded, they would like introduce themselves.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm thinking.
ignore my ignorant comments.
I mean, it's fine. How's it going?
It's snowing here.
Yeah, here too.
How much are you guys supposed to get there?
I honestly don't know. I've heard it could be pretty much the same as last time, which makes me want to vomit.
Yeah, the ground is just so wet. That's what I was telling Dylan a little bit
Yeah,
ago. Like, I'm just, like, not confident anything's gonna stick.
yeah. I don't know. It's been raining on and off, like in between the snow. So it's just going to freeze. I'm worried more so.
That's fair.
Yesterday, Jess and I went to a romance book fair. It was called Romance Your Shelf in
Mhm.
Mendham, New Jersey. It was cute.
You didn't yeah, tell me about it. What was there?
It was small, but there were authors. That was kind of it. There was authors and then like one bookish bakery type
Oh, cute.
vendor.
Was it all, like, independent authors?
Yeah. I mean, one I actually had already met because remember I told you I went to that writing group?
Yes.
This author hosted it. So she
That's
was
cool.
there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Jess and I went to Barnes& and Nobles after, and we found her books at Barnes& and Nobles.
That's so funny, like, goes to an independent bookstore fair and immediately goes to Barnes& and Noble
Wow.
after.
You gotta mix it
I
up.
mean, I can't say anything. I was there the other day putzing around, so
I mean, it was small. Like, there was maybe 10 authors there.
that is pretty small.
It was small, but it was cute. So, we each got
That's all
one
that
book.
matters.
Yeah, we each got one book.
What did you get your book on?
It was like a so you've been to New Hope. I don't know how many of our listeners know New Hope, but she
Yeah.
said it was like Stars Hollow meets New Hope, and it's a not enemies to rivals, but like a dislike to rivals or dislike to lovers because it's the brother's best friend type of thing, and they never like got along. It's
Correct
kind of hit.
or, side squirrel moment.
What?
New Hope, Pennsylvania,
Yes.
specifically. If people don't know what New Hope is.
Oh yeah, sorry. Um, and she said the FMC gives like Elwood's kind of vibes, like so I don't know, we'll see. It's my first that's a lie. I was gonna say it's my first non-ice hockey romance, but I don't in a while, but that's not true, I think. No, I just read a STEM romance for an
There
author,
you go.
so that's not true.
I've never read a STEM romance. I would like to do that at one point. I have, The Love Hypothesis on my TBR because they're
Yeah.
doing a movie or a show? One of the 2?
Oh, I don't know. I really liked the arc I read though. It was adorable.
How many arcs do you have lined up right now? You have, like, a lot.
Yeah, I overdid it again.
Of
A little
course you
bit.
did.
I have one that I'm doing through the PR team that we're, like, influencers for, but I have to read it's the 3rd in a series, so I have to read the first 2. So that's what I'm reading. I'm reading number 1 right now.
That's such a commitment for you to, like, join a PR team for the 3rd book in a series that you've never read. Because if
I
you
know,
read
but
book 1,
it
you'd be
sounded
like,
good. It
"Oh,
sounded
shit,
good.
now I'm stuck."
Yeah. Well, they did say, like, if you don't like any of the ones you sign up for, like, just let them know and they'll take you off
Oh,
the
that's
team. Like,
nice.
don't post, like, negative about it. Um, but I'm enjoying it. I can't really I can't really put it down. It's a good mix of, like it's got a good touches it's got a lot of good fantasy touches that
Oh,
I'm
that's
enjoying.
nice. What's the
Yeah,
main
but
genre?
also with some of it's fantasy,
Okay.
but a lot of good, like, elements, fantasy elements.
Which is interesting. I feel like with arcs, you don't read a lot of fantasy arcs. I feel like you read romance arcs
Yeah, I
a
really don't
lot.
do a lot of fantasy. I'm hesitant to do fantasy arcs because I feel like fantasy is so hard to write that usually I like to stick with, like, a tried and true author,
Mhm.
but this one just really piqued my interest when the email came out from it's called Rattle the Stars, and I was really intrigued by the tropes and the description, so I went for it. But I have that one, and then some of the other arcs I have, they're not fantasy. I did try to sign up for I haven't found out if I got it or not yet, but you remember, Lights Out, that
Yes.
author? She has a new one coming out, and I put in for that, but I haven't found out if I got it or not yet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool that you got the advanced reader copy for the 2nd book after First Time Caller. I
Oh
don't
my
know what
god, I
it's
was shocked.
called,
And now
but
back to
that
you.
was a good yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good one that I feel like you
I
got a
was
hold of
shocked.
there.
Yeah. That and, like, the Courtney Peppernell one, but that was an auto approval, like, anybody
Mm.
who does NetGalley could get that one technically.
Well, I love to Courtney Peppernell comments on our stuff, which I love.
I know, I love it. She commented on the review that I posted, and she's commented before too when we've posted her
I
poetry.
think she's commented, like, once or twice. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
it's cool. I told you I have that Rachel Housel Hall one.
Mm.
I've only read her fantasy duology though, so I'll be interested to read this is, like, more of a thriller.
Oh,
I'm very
interesting, okay.
interested to read it.
What's it called?
Mist and Malice, sorry. Didn't think
You
about
were
I
blanking there
wanted
for
to
a
say
minute.
Mist and Fury, and I'm like, "That it's not that." It's
Okay,
Mist and Malice. I'm excited, and then, I have one called The Secret Life of Murderers' Wives.
okay.
I have another arc I just signed up for the team on Instagram, I don't remember it, like, I literally just got the approval this morning.
Nice. Look at
Yeah.
you.
I know I really signed up for a lot, and I've tried to sign up for more, like, through authors specifically,
Okay.
just to, like, build the relationship there, but I'm excited, I have some really good ones.
You should do something with, like, in another life, or if you decide to ever leave your current job, you should
Mhm.
do, like, PR of some kind, or, like
That's kind of what I've been looking into, like, PR or publishing basically are
okay.
the ways I'm looking to go, so we'll see.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm listening to The Weight of Air on audiobook, which my
Mhm.
audiobooks take me a long time because I
You really
prioritize
only
music.
listen when you drive.
I really only listen when I drive, or I'm, like, cleaning around the house if me and Dylan aren't doing it together, but, yeah, really only when I drive, and most of the time music wins, so also, sorry, I feel
Yeah.
like my eye's twitching, I have to, like, sneeze, and I'm trying to hold it back, so I was like,
No, it's okay. I'm listening to that book I sent you the other day on audio, Signs.
"Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah."
Yeah, I really like it so far. I haven't read
That
any more si
one's
yesterday, since yesterday, but
that one's so good. Signs by Laura Lynn Jackson. God, that would be, like, A1 to, like, host her on the podcast. Oh my gosh. I
that'd be
would
cool.
poop a brick.
Yeah.
The Weight of Air. Weight of Air is a fictional story, I think based on a true story. Hold on. Let me correct myself. Um, it's basically a book about addiction and
Mm,
the journey of addiction. So that's why I wanted to read it. It is fiction, but I can't find whether or not it's based on a
that's
true story. We'll come back to that. Um, and then I'm physically reading on my Kindle Binding 13 for book club. I'm almost done. I'm at like 83%. I've been
yay.
powering through.
I don't think
Um,
I'm going to be reading that.
I buy it's like 600 something pages. It didn't need to be 600 something pages. The same conflict like arises like multiple times, like it's the same thing
I hate
over and
that.
over again, just in different ways. Like it didn't need to be 600 pages, it probably could have been like 300. And
Mhm.
I mean, you do like get invested in the characters, but like that's like the only redeeming thing I feel like right now that it's got going. Like obviously I wouldn't still be reading it if it wasn't
Yeah.
somewhat interesting, but it's very cringy and very juvenile and very immature, and I just
Is it young adult?
I don't know.
I don't know
Let's
either.
let's look up and answer both the questions that I had. Is The Weight of Air based on a true story? And is
Is
Binding
Binding
13 a
13.
YA? Is Binding 13 a YA? Let's see.
Mm.
Yes, it is. Yes, I believe so. It's a
It's
new
funny
adult
because
YA
when we voted
crossover
for it
Irish romance is what it's called.
wait,
Or as
what?
the Google says, a new adult slash YA crossover Irish romance. Hold on. I don't even understand what Google's trying to tell me right now.
Is it based in Ireland?
Yeah.
It's one that, like, I toyed with, it's come on and off my TBR, but after hearing everybody's comments, I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Okay, so it says it's often shelved as young adult because the characters are in high school, but it's more accurately classified as a mature YA or a new adult, which is like 16 or 18 plus.
Is that because, like,
Because
why?
explicit content. The amount
Mm,
of times that this book, like, mentions the words, like, balls and cock and pussy,
mm,
and it's just I hear too much about the main character's groin, and it's not in a sexual way. So he's,
yeah.
like, injured. He's a rugby player, and he's injured, and his adductor muscles are, like,
Oh.
not doing well. So, yeah, it's just a lot of that. I don't know. It's obviously, like I said, you wrote a book, it's interesting enough.
Mhm.
I'm probably leaning towards giving it 3, but really realistically, that's probably more like a 2.5.
Mhm.
3
You know
seems
what's so
generous.
you know what's so funny? I know we've talked about this before, like, there's only so many names to call a penis, like, in a book,
Yeah.
and they really have taken and run with it, right? So the one I'm reading right now, which is the first of the 3 that I have to read, it's called The Wild Hunt by A. Gordon, and she straight up just calls it the male sex organ, and I was like, "Thank you. That's it. That's all it is. We don't have to call it velvety or
No.
silky or, his rod or whatever people are like,
It's
that
like that
it is what it is."
episode in Friends where Rachel calls Monica out and is like, "Stop calling it his tenderness."
Yeah.
Like, just stop it.
Yeah, I was like, "Thank you. That's all we gotta call it, really."
I'd even be good with just, like, penis.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be that I know writers really like to be descriptive, and 99% of the time I love it,
Velvety.
but his velvety rod is a little bit too much for me.
Well, speaking of explicit content, the book we're talking about today
I was like, "Where's that going?"
the book we're talking about today is An Offer from a Gentleman, which is book 3
No.
in the Bridgerton series, but in the show, it is season 4 because they did
Mhm.
Penelope and Colin's season before Benedict's.
Which, like, I
I
still don't understand, but it's fine.
whatever. The core premise of the book is a Cinderella-inspired romance.
Mhm.
Some people really love it, some people really hate it. I think people who hate it are lame and don't
Is th
have bits of nostalgia.
is there a decent amount of people who don't like his book?
I don't think there's a decent amount of people that don't like his book. I think I've heard complaints since the show's come out of, like, the Cinderella vibes.
But
But, like,
that's what
people
it
don't
is. That's what the
that's
book
what it
is.
yeah, exactly, that's what the book is. So I think there's a
So
lot of disconnect.
what I'm hearing is the people who are upset about the show didn't read the book. Because weren't
That's
they
yeah,
also people were also upset about his offer to her, you said last time?
correct. Very
So
upset with his offer.
you didn't read the book?
Well, not even just, like, you didn't read the book. You're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole message of the show,
Y
which well, not the show, I'm sorry. You're missing the whole message of the book, AKA then this season.
the story.
And the highlights of this season are starting with a masquerade ball and this book
Yeah,
and the
it's the way
season.
the
It's
book
so hard
starts.
not to talk about the show and the book at the same time.
I know, but I haven't watched it yet, guys, so I really have no input. I can't
No,
compare the show this time around. Usually, I write notes about what's different. Haven't watched it. I'm waiting this week. So by the time this comes out, this week will be when the second half of the season comes out, so I will start watching it this week.
she wanted to wait till everything was out. I think we mentioned that in another episode.
Yeah, I prefer delayed gratification.
Yeah, not me. So yeah, the highlight of An Offer from a Gentleman is the masquerade ball that it begins with. And I was referencing the whole point of this book, I feel, is to highlight class divide in this
Mhm.
society. And this one, I think also like people are complaining because this season feels very different. And like it was the same with the books, like feels very different than the rest of the series because the romance that's going on is across classes. So it's not this
Mhm.
like beautifully romanticized romance where, he courts her at the balls and,
Well, also, he can't find her for a very long time, at least in the book. I don't know how that's displayed in the show, but in the book,
it's
it's like a
actually
year. Minute.
it takes a hot minute in the show. Like, I'm through the first half. Like, I watched the 4 episodes they released, and they're getting ready, like Cassie said, to release the next 4 this week. And it takes him a decent amount of time. Like, he still doesn't know who she is at the
Mhm.
end of the first half. He's, like,
But he
getting
did
increasingly
find her,
closer.
though. He just doesn't know who she is technically.
Yeah, like, they're involved in each other's lives, but he doesn't know that she's the girl from the ball.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. Which a lot of people are also complaining about that because and I think he does this in the book, but when he's looking for her because she was in a mask at the masquerade ball, he looks at all of the women's lips a lot.
Mhm.
And what people are upset about in the show is that he's around her in the context that they're together and like interacting before he finds out that she's the girl from the masquerade ball. And they're like, how many times do you look at her lips and like not figure out like you're hyper fixated on everybody else's lips?
Right, he's
But like,
Austin Ames, like, relax.
that's what I was saying. Like, I was like, this doesn't give like classic Cinderella, like this gives Cinderella Story. And I loved Cinderella Story, so I'm completely fine with it. But
But
again,
also, again, it was at a ball, so he wouldn't expect a servant to be partying amongst all of the wealthier class. So why would he pay attention to her lips?
Yeah. It's probably not even a mind or a thought in his mind that she would be
Yeah.
the one. Obviously, this story is very different than Daphne and Simon because that was, like, very much in society, like, that courtship happened in the
Yeah.
eyes of society.
Because it makes sense.
The same thing with Anthony and Kate. I mean, that courtship happened in the eyes of society, I mean, with her sister at first, but
Mhm.
now we're just really, stepping out there. And then obviously, like, Penelope and Colin was within society, but that was like, they were already friends, like, everything was built to that point. Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know, I just, like, I like it. I like
Mhm.
the element of Cinderella.
This was one of my favorite in the series,
This
for
was my
sure.
favorite.
Yeah, no, Eloise beat it, but his was second. And Fran's probably. I don't know, I just really liked Fran's whole story.
I loved Fran's story. I'm curious to see what they do with that.
But we all know how I feel about it. We don't even have to go there right now.
Yeah, so, I mean,
What do you think
they
about Sophie in general, like, as a character?
I like her. I mean, obviously, like, she's the first female or not female, I'm sorry. Yeah, I knew where I was going with that. She's the first female outside of the high society that is the main point. I mean, I guess
Which,
Kate
like
was kind of, but, like, not really. She was just
but
in a
also
different
technically she's not, like, she chooses that life because her stepmother is horrible, but, like, technically she does have a name in society.
she has a name but no dowry.
Yeah.
So, she's not,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, yeah,
sought
that's fair, I
after.
guess.
So, it's just I feel like I don't know, yeah, I like her.
I really liked her going off on her own for a long time.
Mhm.
I don't know if they do this in the show, but the scene where the men are attacking her and Benedict breaks it up, like,
They do it in the show.
I loved that.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I think I like her because she is like, I've done whatever I needed to survive, and the
Mhm,
other female characters that we have seen thus far, like, have not been in that scenario, like, Daphne was,
mhm.
like, breeded to be a princess,
Yeah.
basically, and then Kate was kind of far in left field, like, she came
Mhm.
from India in the show, and then in the book, I actually don't really know where she came from, but
I
she's
don't
in
remember either.
society. So this is like the first female character that's been through like some hardship and like doesn't have privilege and doesn't have access to the elite societies.
I don't know how much this is gonna mean to you, but to me, she very much gives, like, Jane Eyre vibes of, like, kinda pulls herself up from her bootstraps. It's kind of a very similar, actually, thinking about it, thing because Jane Eyre does have a stepmom who's just horrible, didn't supply a dowry, none of that. The difference being she sent Jane off to school and then
Mhm.
never had anything to do with her again. And so after school, Jane decided to become a governess and whatever, I'm not gonna give away the whole story, but very similar, like, I'm gonna do what I need to do to survive and, like, have a happy life by my standards, not by other people's standards. So, again, if you've read Jane Eyre, it's a mix between that and Cinderella Story, I would say more than Cinderella.
Well, and also I think too that it makes sense that it has the Cinderella retelling or the Cinderella vibes behind it because Cinderella in its essence is a story of class and power.
Well, yeah.
That's like what so if you're gonna
However, Prince Charming did not ask her to be his mistress. There is that big key
no,
detail
Prince
difference.
Charming, I think in that scenario, that was
Jane
more
Eyre's
of
guy was gonna let her be a mistress and not marry her because
that's
technically
what
he
I'm
couldn't.
see, so I think that the difference between modern or not modern, old school, like, traditional Cinderella is, like, they don't really
It's a kid.
the
I mean,
lives of the characters don't go, like, that in depth, so, like, he lives in a fairy tale world where, like, it doesn't matter and everybody loves her, it's fine,
yeah,
but, like, in these stories, it's like, if I marry this woman, me and my entire family will be shunned from society and everyone will look down on like, there's more cost,
yeah.
like, that you don't see in a children's movie.
Yeah. That's honestly why I keep going back to Cinderella Story because though it was, like, losing his popularity over, like, his royalty or whatever,
Yeah.
like, it does have still more things in common with that
I
than
think people are just forgetting that, like, he's lacking when I say he,
maturity.
Benedict, he's lacking
Emotional maturity.
the emotional maturity and also the expanded worldview outside of his privilege. Like, to
Yeah.
him, there is no other solution to be with her than asking her to be his mistress, and, like, people are
Mhm.
really upset about it, and it's like, "Okay, I get it, but this is the point of the show." Like,
Yeah.
this is, like, the climax. will you be my mistress? Like, and he has to see how offensive and demoralizing that comment was, and that's part of his character growth. Like, people
Mhm.
just need to, like, sit back and, like, shut up. Like, people want, like, an
I mean,
easy
that's the thing with a
situation.
lot of things nowadays is we're looking at these things through, like, modern day lenses and forgetting,
Yeah, I
like, that's
can't.
not how our world always used to be.
No,
Not that
it's
there
not.
aren't some people who still do this kind of bullshit, but
Well, it's called a cult.
fair.
But yeah, I mean, I love Benedict so much.
Do you see a lot of no, I'm gonna hold that in and wait. I don't want any information about the show until I watch it.
No, I wanna know what your question is. I don't have to answer it, but I wanna know the
Well,
question.
really just because I know the actress who plays Cho Chang is in it, and so, like, that's all I care about. Like, do we get a lot of that? A lot of
Oh,
her stepmother and stepsisters?
yeah, you get plenty. Yeah. Which is, like, crazy to see her in, like, an adult role and remember her as
Cho Chang.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's so weird.
Well, actually, just th this is just such a side moment, but, like, quite a few Bridgerton characters have been in actors specifically, because like, the prince in Daphne's season was in one of the later movies. He really was attracted to Hermione, but he was, like, a dick, so he kept turning her down. Yeah. Cho Chang, obviously. The Duke was in it. He was in the same movie of the other guy. Uh,
Okay.
who else? Some of the, like, adults, like, the actual adults in the show have been in on it. Um, there's, like, a good list of actors who have been in both now. That was
Wow,
just, like,
that's
a little
crazy.
little side moment.
Little, like, tidbit of information, lots of crossover between Bridgerton and Harry Potter.
There is.
Who knew? This is a good question. Well, I'm sorry, not how. I was looking at the wrong thing. Is Benedict the most emotionally complex Bridgerton, and if not, who is?
Okay, maybe an unpopular opinion. I think he is the most emotionally immature for a really long time. I don't think he's the most complex,
I agree.
especially in the books. He really is a very, like, two-dimensional, what you see is what you get with him kinda thing. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
he struggled.
there's no, like, extra stuff like there is in the show.
Yeah, like, he struggled no, I would say never mind. Like, he made comments here and there about how he's the second brother, so, like, really doesn't matter. But, like, in the show, like, that whole thought process and the art school and all of that is very different.
I think identity is a bigger focus in the show than it is in the book. Like, in the book, he's
Yeah.
simply just, like, the focus for the book, and, like, it's about him and Sophie, and, I mean, that carries throughout all the other books as well. Like, the
Mhm.
books I feel like the main difference between the show and the books is the books solely focus on the 2 individuals. Like, you have other side characters who pop in, but you don't get any extra on them.
I agree.
In the show, yes, the main character or the person who's being focused on is Benedict with Sophie, but
You get everybody else.
you get all the other side stories. Like, you're getting Violet Bridgerton's side story, and you're still seeing what's going on with Francesca and her husband.
I would argue the most emotionally complex is Anthony. I just think he struggles a lot with not that all of them don't struggle with the loss of the father, but being the oldest, having to literally become what his father was for everybody else. Like, you think that makes him the most complex out of
I
everybody.
would say for me, I thought Anthony at first, like, he was the first
Mhm.
one that popped into my head. I also think Francesca is a little emotionally complex.
Because of her story, I would agree with
Yes,
that, yeah.
because of her story. Anthony
Not
more so based
pre
because of his past.
yeah, not pre her marriage, I would
What's
say.
interesting though, because well, not pre her marriage, but like once she entered the market and she married her husband, like you're
Mhm.
getting a lot more of Francesca in this season, which I like.
Because I doubt she'll get her own season.
Oh, I think she will. I think she will.
Mm.
Yeah, I do. I think that like that would be I think people would rave. Like, or not rave. I think people would rage. Like I think people would be really upset, even though it's different
That's the
and
thing,
they've
like,
set it
they
up to
have
be
to change
different.
everything. It's and so
Mm,
I guess it's just me because they've changed so much with Francesca, I don't really need a season for her.
I kind of like want to know what happens. I kind of want to know what they're going to do with it.
I'm just you could've made any other character gay, but you take the one with, like, the most meaningful I'm stuck on it. You took the one with the most meaningful plot line, and you did it to that one. And I guess, yeah, now you can give any other character infertility issues, but it's like, you already fucking had a character with it, why would you change that? Like, I think Eloise's story could've done well with, a same-sex relationship. I think Hyacinth could've done well with the same-sex relationship, like, how their stories play out. I think either of those characters really that might have even upped
So
the ante for them, but
I'm
I'm annoyed about the one.
I'm bummed that they did it, but it's kinda keeping me on my toes, like, I'm curious to see what they do with it and how it changes the dynamics, and I think it's either gonna be done really well or it's gonna be done poorly and people are gonna be really upset.
And I'm already really upset,
Like,
so
if they're gonna change something that big, then it better be, like, the best thing that you've done since sliced bread.
look, I hate the need to do things just for the sake of doing them. If you wanna change things about a book, it better be meaningful. So, you did this, now you better have a very meaningful play out of it, but also still bring in what now we're missing from that storyline, you know?
I'll be curious. It'll be interesting.
Don't like it.
It's gonna be okay.
Like a very it's hard with books for me. I like to be true to the book for shows, for movies, for whatever. So when they start to wean, I tend to struggle.
Well, I mean, you don't like change, that would make sense.
I mean, we didn't have to go that deep, but
I feel like a big thing from the books was Sophie's storyline and the issues, like, in that house with her dad
Mhm.
marrying
A
her
bitch.
stepmom. Well, yeah, a bitch. And him dying and then her hiding Sophie. And I'm really curious, what do you think? Do you think the show's gonna change like anything about like her situation? Like, how do you think they're gonna handle that?
Well, so having not watched it, I don't really see much need to change any of that. I don't know how they've gone so far, obviously, but
They've
I
stuck
mean,
pretty true.
yeah, I feel like if you change that, then you kind of change why Sophie is in the position she's in, you know?
Hmm.
So I don't see a point in changing any of it.
Yeah, but they did what they did with Francesca.
Well,
So
yeah, so what do I know? Maybe they
no,
fucking changed everything and her dad's still alive. I don't know.
you know what the best part of the show has been truly, and we can talk about this for like a hot second because they're also in the book. But when Benedict rescues Sophie from the
The shitty
situation with the
man.
guys like
Yeah.
attacking her outside of the bar, and then afterwards he takes her to his cottage, and then he's obviously like injured from the fight, and so he like
Mhm.
comes down with like the
I
fever.
literally just forgot about these little old people.
That's what I was just gonna say. They are the best ever. Like they did
I
such a good
forgot
job.
about them. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see them.
They did such a good job with the casting and, like, they brought that to life really well. The cottage is not what I imagined, like, I imagined, like, an actual, like, small cottage. No, no, like,
I
in
did
the
too.
show, it's like a mansion, like, it's like a cottage mansion, like, it's huge, but in the
Totally.
show, I fell for it, but
I just love old people, so I'm so excited to see them. I
they're
loved
so good.
them.
They're so good.
So excited.
I love it. Yeah, they've been one of the best parts about the show so far.
That makes my heart so happy.
I do have to say, like, I think whereas, like, the Duke and Anthony had, like, these big grand, like, speeches and gestures and things, like, I'm curious to see how that goes down with Benedict because there've been, like,
Mhm,
a couple moments where they've tried to, like, have him bring out the, like, like, the lust and the desire,
mhm,
like, I can't stop thinking and it's, like, a little I don't know, the chemistry is not hitting as much for me on this one in the show.
mhm.
I didn't really care, like, about that with the book like, with the books. It's just so different,
Well,
but
'cause in the book, you can add it your own, like, imagination
yes.
elements to that
Like,
kinda
you
thing.
can create the connection, like, you
Yeah.
imagine it yourself.
I have just watching interviews and stuff, like, 1, they haven't really done press the way they did it for the last season. Like, last season, I feel like the press really blew up. But then also when I do see them, they're not as close, I guess, and maybe that's press they've put out for the first half, and maybe there's gonna be all different sorts of things coming out, I don't know, but I have
I mean,
noticed that
honestly,
the
overall,
chemistry
like,
seems off between them.
I think what sucks is, like, this is obviously, like, this is my, like, favorite book.
Mhm.
It's probably not gonna be my favorite season, like, it's
It's
still
a
like, The
bummer.
Viscount Who Loved Me, like, is still so good. Like, they did that one
Mhm.
so well. I mean, they did the first one too, like, they did
Yeah.
Daphne and Simon's story really well.
Maybe they got cocky.
Yeah, and I think that I am in the long run, like, I am worried about burnout, like, with the
Mhm.
show, like, it's just not gonna hit as hard as the first 2
I mean,
seasons did.
I dealt with burnout with the books too.
Yeah, I was like, when we got to Eloise's, I was like, or no, we had just gotten through Colin and Penelope's, and then we went into Eloise's, and I was like, oh my God, like, and then Francesca's hit, and I was like, okay, that was good. And then
Yeah.
Gregory's and Hyacinth's were kind of like
I
just something to read.
I didn't like Colin and Penelope. So then by the time we got to Eloise, I was like, "Ugh, I'm kind of over this." But then I really loved Eloise's. I loved Francesca's. I enjoyed Gregory's. I thought Gregory's was funny, honestly.
Yeah.
But then Hyacinth, I was like, this book is never going to fucking end, honestly.
Yeah, Hyacinth's wasn't as good. Gregory's was interesting.
It was just so different, I feel like, than the other ones. So that's how it pulled me in. Whereas, like, yeah, that got me. I enjoyed
I'll
it.
just be curious to see how this keeps going.
Yeah.
Just like, I feel like there are also good tropes in this book. Like, I feel like this book is a good, like, love at first sight,
Hmm.
secret identity, the class cross lovers, like, always hits. Like, I think about the books I used to read in, like, high school, and it
Hmm.
was like the gangster boy with the prep girl from across town, like
I didn't read those
maybe.
kind of books.
Well, you were reading
The
like Harry
Outsiders.
Potter and The Outsiders. Like,
No,
I mean,
I
The
was saying
Outsiders gives
Outsiders is
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but those were the books that you were reading, whereas all the other ones of us were like at the local library picking up like the most recent YA. Like,
Yeah, I guess that's right.
there's a
I was like,
certain
I
book.
don't ever remember this.
There's a certain book that I'm thinking about from high school that I read. I can see the front cover of it, and I just can't remember the title, but it was very much like these same vibes, like the class cross lovers. So I'm a
I mean,
sucker
I
for it.
always
Like, I
like that
like it.
too. Like, even Powerless, that was one of my favorite parts of, like, the prince and the lower class with Peyton and Kit or Kai.
Oh, yeah. I just like class crossed lovers.
Mhm.
Like I just like that. Um,
Yeah,
and then obviously the like I will find you. Like that's I don't know,
yeah,
just good combo of tropes. I think.
I agree. I thoroughly like that. I mean, I'm a solid enemies to lovers, like, that's my number one, but I do like a good crass
I mean, you got enemies to lovers with the Viscount Who Loved Me. Like that was
kind of. More in the show than the book.
more in the show than the book. Yes, I
Like, they
agree.
really fucking hated each other
In the what in the show?
in the show.
Oh my god, so much hate,
Yeah.
so aggressive. Yeah, I'm just really excited for the second half to come out and for you to finally watch it.
I'm excited to finally watch it. I was thinking about it even today. I was between I read a little bit, then I watched a little bit of TV, and I was like, I could start watching it, but then I know myself, and I would have finished today because, like, it's snowing, we couldn't go out, it was kind of just like a lazy day. I would have finished it, and I would have been mad at myself.
Self-control. You have to exercise self-control and not watch all of them in a
No,
row.
no, 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 no. My self-control is not watching any of it. Once I start it, forget it. It's like when I start a book, don't talk to me until it's over.
Don't talk to me until it's done.
Yeah. Once I can wait to start, once I start, I cannot stop.
Yeah. No, I think overall my message in discussing this book is everybody who is complaining about things in the show,
Have not read it.
I just need to relax. Just need to like take a breath and calm down
Mhm.
and understand that things are coming. This may not be your favorite season, and that's okay.
But again, that's just disappointing based on the fact that it is one of the most popular books in the series.
Is it?
I think so.
Let's see which one has the highest ratings. Let's see. Take a guess.
The Viscount Who Loved Me.
Correct.
Yeah. Because I actually remember now that we had said that, when I was researching for that episode, I was surprised to see that that was the fan favorite.
Yeah, so The Duke and I has a 3.8.
Okay.
The Viscount Who Loved Me has a 3.9, so not much higher.
Mhm.
An Offer from a Gentleman has a 3.94. So technically that's higher than The Viscount Who
Yeah.
Loved Me. Romancing Mr. Bridgerton has a 3.8.
That's undeserving. Sorry.
I agree. Sir Philip with Love has a 3.6, which I think you would definitely disagree with. Oh, When He Was Wicked, Francesca's Story has a 3.98, so it's almost a 4.
I loved that one. It was
And
just,
then
again, that one was different than the rest.
It's in His Kiss is a 3.97. And then On the Way to the Wedding is a 3.83. So they're all below 4 stars on Goodreads.
In His Kiss is Hyacinth's, right?
No, that's Gregory. No, yeah, that's
No,
Gregory. 'Cause-
Gregory's on the way to the wedding, I thought, because he does a thing on the way to her wedding,
Yeah,
right?
yes, you're right. So then they go out of order with that because Hyacinth's the youngest. Okay, yeah, I was thinking Hyacinth last because she's the last child, but no, they did go out of order. So yes,
They
you're
did,
right.
because even though Gregory and her are like a year apart or whatever, they get married last.
Yeah,
Not that that really seems to matter,
no,
in the earlier books because, like, they just talk about, like, each other's kids anyway.
I don't know what else we have. I think we hit everything, honestly.
The game. So,
Let's play the
I was
game.
inspired by The Basement Yard, which is I don't watch their podcast, but have you ever seen them? They're,
No.
like, 2 Italians from Long Island or something. So, I got this idea from The Basement Yard. They do
Okay.
this game. It probably has a name, I don't know what it's called, but they do, like, first letter of a word, last letter of a word, and they just randomly are told different letters. So, I
Okay.
thought we could do something similar.
Okay.
So, we could put just the letters on a spinner, and then instead of doing, like, a first letter and a last letter word, just do the first letter, and we have to name something bookish
With the letter.
with the letter, yeah.
So it's just one letter? You spin for one letter.
Yeah, one letter that's the first letter of the word, and you have to relate it to something bookish.
Oh,
It
okay.
could be
Let's do it.
books, it could be, whatever. If I
Okay.
share my screen, how does that recording work? Do you know?
It
Should I
pops
not
up like
share?
it records.
Okay.
Yeah, if you share the screen, it'll just record you sharing the screen.
Okay. So you could see the screen? Okay, ready? So the first one to say something wins.
Okay. Books.
It's not done. Cassian.
Well, it serves me right for being aggressive with
Yeah,
that. Okay.
that's what we get. Alright, so C is gone.
Daddy. Shadow Daddy.
Oh, no. Okay.
I don't think that counts since it doesn't start with the D technically. Shadow Daddy,
I'll
but go
give
ahead.
it to you. I'll give it to you.
No, what would you have said?
I was gonna say Daphne.
Well, okay, that would have been a good one. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Daddy got me, though. Ophelia from, Phantasma.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Do characters count though? I thought it was like something bookish.
I
Well,
said characters.
okay.
Characters, books, book names, whatever. Bookish anything.
Reading.
Alright, maybe, like, 1 or 2 more.
Okay. Books.
I was gonna say it's fresh on my brain. Books are related. Kindle. Okay, I found it. There we go.
Found what?
I didn't know how to unshare.
Unshare the screen.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Yeah, something different. Theirs
Something
are a
different.
lot funnier.
Yeah, I feel like we weren't that funny
They're also
enough.
together. It's hard because, like, I didn't know if there was a lag, so I was, like, waiting a second before I said anything.
Yeah. It's okay. Well, it was fun to yap about An Offer from a Gentleman. I'm very excited for this second half of the season to drop.
I'm excited to watch.
We may have to do like a little 15, 20-minute mini episode of returning to discuss full impressions. I think that would be a good idea. An extension. But yeah, this will drop close to when the new season drops because the new season or the second part of the new season drops on the 20th.
Okay, sounds good.
So, well, thanks for listening. As always, follow us on socials if you so desire. Shout us out, comment,
like, rate, whatever.
whatever you're feeling. And if you don't feel like doing anything, that's okay too.
No, we don't want to say that. We want them to do it.
All right. Well, with that, stay cunning, stay breathe. Blah, 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 blah. Stay cunning, stay brave, and remember you are your own high lady. Bye, guys.
Guys.
Stop.